Welcome back, everyone. Well, today's show is all about showstoppers. You know, some things that'll really wow everybody, and wait till you see the dessert we're making. Wow, that's all I can say right now. But are you planning a wedding? Maybe you know someone who is. Really want to wow your guests? Right now, we're going to tell you some of the hot in things to do with your hair. Take a look.
So we'll turn the wedding look up a notch with a little bit of avant-garde style to the hair. Here today, we set her hair to make it quite curly, almost frizzy curly, and we use some products to kind of calm the frizz so it's just exactly where we need it. Then what we'll do to give her the little touch of bridal, the very high end, the things that you see in the very high fashion magazines. This is not your grandmother's veil, right? But this is what we'll use for today. And I have done this on a couple of brides already. So, like that, and then to accent the extra volume up in here, it's been teased, but we'd also add in a little spray for the finish and push it up there. Fashion is about texture and changes of texture. So since she generally has very shiny, straight, dark hair, this changes it up. I love it peeking through on the eye, and I want to keep the flat top very flat, very flattering for her. The texture of the hair goes so well with the texture of the bouquet. Ross brought that from Marshall Florists, and he did a beautiful job creating it. And it all gets tied together, of course, with the jewelry and the gown. Luann from Bridal Elegance was here today. She helped dress everybody, and that's what we've got going for this one so far. Amber did her makeup, and if you look closely, there are some false eyelashes in there as well. Gives her a real romantic look. So for the next girl, Jess has been a favorite of ours. We've been working with her for quite some time. She's actually the winner of our weddings from Visual Productions. And if you could stand for us, Jess, and I don't want to minimize again the beautiful gown, but fashion is showing us these side ponytails, and people are having a difficult time figuring out what to do with them. So this one's pretty neat because it's actually a reverse French roll. It's taking the French twist and turning it upside down so that the hair comes down the way, and we can guide it from one direction to the other, and took those beautiful textury weedy things that Ross brought in and put those in her hair too. So if you look from the front, we've done away with the smooth side swept bang and given her more of a pompadour look. Her makeup is very soft, very bridal, but her eyes pop. Smoky. Amber did such a beautiful job with that as well. Oh yes, here comes the hat. I can't hardly do this updo without telling my story. And if you've ever seen the Kentucky Derby and you see the beautiful hats that the women wear at the Kentucky Derby, they have spent so much money on these hats. And the thing of it is you really need to have a hairstyle designed for the hat. You wouldn't buy a beautiful pair of sandals and think to wear them without a pedicure, right? Right. So when Ross came in with this hat today, I was so excited because it's a simple white hat, and he covered it with these red rose petals, freshly done. So if you could smell what it smells like in here. And then the calla lily bouquet to match is so beautiful. It's kind of the roses tucked inside of there. So we actually had to call another model in at the last minute, and we dragged her in here and said, okay, I need another brunette, and I need one that she has very, very long hair, and we set it on hot rollers. And so it now looks like she might have much shorter hair. And on its own, it's a very sleek, very kind of elegant look. But what happens when we add the hat? And it's been specifically set. We must have placed the hat on her head 5 or 6 times this afternoon. And what happens is it's going to be low, and the hair has been teased up to help hold the hat in place. And it should be just a little off center. And then I think Ross wants to tack that up in a bit. That's the plan of attack. And Amber did her makeup, and you know what? You think lipstick is always red and red is red. Well, it sure isn't when you want them to match. That was a bit of an ordeal. Now do we have it placed? And I would just come inside of here. Just like I pin in a veil, I'll always pin in a hat. And sometimes from the top, sometimes from the bottom, but nonetheless, 3 or 4 of them is really all it ever takes. One more shot of spray so she doesn't have little frizzy flyaways. She smiles so nicely. And if she stands, you'll be able to see her beautiful makeup that Amber did and the gown. Thank you from Luann from Bridal Elegance. And, oh, you have to give her the flowers so she can hold them the proper way. And she's going to hold them down as though you don't even care about them at all. And they're cascading, and it's such a beautiful look, so thank you, Ross. This is some of the hair that we do here at Abracadabra Hair Salon, sometimes for editorial work, but sometimes for real brides, a little bit of both. This is a great one. I want to thank Luann for her gowns and thank Ross for the beautiful designs that he did, and Visual Productions for putting this all together. If you want to see more of our work, it's online, thanks to our special guys that took care of that from Action Media Play, and abracadabrahairsalon.com. Thank you.